Welcome back to the Backstage Live, the online show dedicated completely to the Malaysian arts. Now, when a man stands at the edge pondering his life and whether or not to take it, the one question that is always begged to be answered is, what do the family and friends do at this time of need? Now, these are the subject matters of Nick Choo's musical The Edge. After coming off a fantastic sweep at the Short and Sweet musical this year, Nick Choo brings back his musical, which he did in 2008 as a workshop, and under the direction of Sabrina Hassan, we take a look at not only death, but life that surrounds us as well. So why don't you take a look at what we managed to get, and the cast interviews, and the director interviews, and of course Nick Choo himself, and see what they have to say about The Edge.
The Edge is a musical, and it's about this central character called Josh, and he is going through a rough patch in life. So he has just discovered some suicidal tendencies and intentions, and the story is basically about the close people in his life: the colleague, the girlfriend, the best friend, and the older brother. There's the mother and another friend as well, who are not here, but it's about how his decision to attempt taking his life affects us all, and how we reflect on the things that we have done that could have contributed to this turn of event.
Well, The Edge was first conceived in 2006, I believe, that was 7 years ago. And I remember I was in Australia at the time studying, and I was chatting online to one of my friends, and all of a sudden he goes, I've contemplated suicide before, I've tried taking my own life. And I remember thinking, what do I do with that information? How do I help you now? I mean, do you even want my help? Is that why you're saying it? And then I started thinking, where was your family? What were the circumstances that led to that? All that became the seeds, I guess, for the inspiration for the show. So I think that's where the idea came from, and then from all those, having those thoughts, just being creative and putting it into a show with the guy's blessing, because he's perfectly fine, for the record. Yeah.
It was something very different. It's something very non-musical. It's a very dramatic piece. There is no dancing throughout the whole show. There are no top hats or feathers or anything to mask the rawness of the content. So yeah, it was very interesting.
It's like 90% singing, but not the, normal kind of singing. For me personally, as a singer, it's a challenge, and that's what I think all of us were very interested in doing.
I didn't want it to be a really pop kind of musical, even though I hope the music's kind of easy listening. It might not be the word I'm looking for, but it's melodic, and yet I didn't want it to sound just like a song on the radio. So in terms of composing the piece, I was very conscious about trying to make it as complex as necessary, not complex for the sake of being complex, but as the setting of the script required.
Basically, the show is a series of monologues and duologues most of the time, and then of course you have your ensemble pieces and stuff, but a lot of it is an actor talking to the audience and talking about their experiences with Josh. Josh never appears in the whole entire show, so a lot of it has been about talking to the actors and visualizing his character, and everybody having kind of a cohesive idea of who this character is, and that was one of the challenges.
It's been great. I mean, she's an
really
awesome
good
director, and she's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah, and she really gets us into the character.
She doesn't feed us directly, she wants us to think, and that's the best thing an actor can do, is to be trusted that much.
Well, the bonus is that they're all strong singers, so we disregard this, like we don't have to work on their singing at all, and we just concentrate on their acting. And even being these characters and creating these characters and making these characters come to life. So what's great about it is that they can just be. They can just be without having to think about, oh, I have to hit this note, or I have to, sing a certain way, or, stand a certain way to, do certain things, with the voice and stuff. So they are just able to be, and it's just great. It's great having this cast.
We did the workshop production of this show in 2008, and that was very important because that was the first time I managed to get someone to get the audience to give feedback. And because of the nature of the show, the themes we were exploring, the style of the piece, it was very important, I felt, to get what the local audience, those who came for those workshop productions, what they thought about it. So I think that helped a lot.
It is a show that is different. It is a show that is for the people who don't usually watch musicals. This would be the show for them to watch. If they're into something a bit more meaty, something a bit more gritty, and kind of serious at times, but with Nick's music, Nick's music kind of lifts the whole show. So it's not as dark and serious as it sounds like.
It's not a show that's about suicide per se, even though that is the central thing that's happening. It's about relationships. It's about how people interact with one another and how the things you do and the things you say can affect other people without you realizing it, perhaps. So I think everyone who comes to watch it will hopefully relate in some way to these characters because it's all about relationships, as I've said. The other thing which I like to say is that because you don't see this guy who's about to jump throughout this whole show, and I think that's an interesting thing. I think that's an interesting thing for you to come and experience. How are those other characters interacting with this guy who's not actually on stage?
It's a very different type of production. I think if your idea of a musical theatre piece is lots of cheesy music and lots of dancers coming out,
dancing,
50 dancing girls and 50 dancing boys with feathers and sequins, this is not your cup of tea. But what I can say about this show is that it's a very intimate piece, and it raises lots of real issues. What do you do when someone who's close to you is going through that sort of problem? And like I was saying before, I hope this production holds a mirror to the audience. That the audience members can see a little bit of themselves in each and every one of our characters. The decisions we make, people we might hurt along the way due to the decisions we make. So it's a very real piece.
Yeah, it's great energy. All of us, we really work together. We don't try to outshine each other, but we try to, I don't know, it's great.
Because how to outshine Nadia Gila?
Shut up!
Now, as they said before, having the title character not even appear on stage is definitely something that intrigues me and should intrigue you as well. So if that is good enough for you, look across your screen right now and take a look at all the details on your screen. The dates, the times, how you can get tickets, everything you need is on that screen right now for The Edge. And also, if you want to check out what else is happening in the art scene, don't forget to check out these websites: Kaki Sunny, We Are Malaysia Made, and of course, Stage KL. And last but not least, if you have any inquiries or just want to give us a shout, the email is across the screen right now, thebackstagelive@gmail.com. And also, don't forget, if you want to follow us, we are also on Instagram, Twitter, and of course on Facebook. And you can always see us on wearemalaysianmade.com. So, another episode, another one down. And I am Nick Dorian, and thank you so much again for watching the Backstage Live. And of course, I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.